What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Journey back at it again with another video, and today we're gonna give you guys an honest review, honest opinion on the Madden 20 game of what I played on EA Play. Tell you guys everything I learned, and we're gonna show you guys. We're gonna split it into two parts. One's gonna be about special abilities, the most important special abilities I feel like that they have, or whatever it's called, abilities, X Factor abilities. I don't know, and then the other part is just gameplay wise, what I saw with my own two eyes that that I have to talk about. So we're gonna start it off with special abilities. We're gonna start it off with escape artist. Escape artist, I feel like might be the worst ability out of them all. Escape artist basically is when you start running behind the line of scrimmage. Your quarterback, if he has escape artist, he starts running with a speed boost. If you're 81 speed like Patrick Mahomes, he starts running like he's 90 speed. If you're Lamar Jackson with 94 speed, he starts running like he's Tyreek Hill. So I really don't like that speed boost. Although you want those guys to feel like they're different players compared to other quarterbacks, but I know I understand that, but I feel like if they're 81 speed, they should run like they're 81 speed as a QB, and Lamar Jackson too. He's already 94 speed. We don't need him to be any faster behind the line of scrimmage. So, I feel like that needs to be toned down. I like the idea. I feel like if you tone it down just a little bit, just not making it super crazy, I feel like escape artists can be really good for it. But it's just so wild right now where it make them run so much faster. So, if they tone that down a little bit, I feel like I'll be okay with it. But right now, it's too crazy to have in the game. Please fix that, EA. And yeah, so Fearmonger and Unstoppable Force, they're basically the same thing, but Fearmonger are for D tackles, like players that rush from the inside. Unstoppable Forces that rush the tackle. So players that have Fearmonger are like Fletcher Cox, Aaron Donald, J.J. Watt, and then Unstoppable Force we got Garrett, Khalil Mack, Von Miller, players like that. So basically, what those two are is when if your guy gets 3 sacks, if they get 3 sacks in the game, you activate this X Factor ability called Fearmonger or Unstoppable Force, and what that does is it basically makes you win every single one-on-one with the O-lineman. It doesn't matter if he's the best O-lineman ever. It doesn't matter if he's the worst O-lineman ever. He's going to win that one-on-one every single time because he's on fire, and the only way to get him out of that, ability is if you get 20 yards or 30 yards on offense. So that's going to be tough if you let your opponent get 3 sacks, but if you let them get 3 sacks, I mean, what do you want them to do? They're on fire, they're feeling it. So, I feel like it's okay to have Unstoppable Force and Fearmonger in the game. I feel like that's okay, because if you let them sack you 3 times, I mean, you deserve it. You deserve them to have it because he's on fire. Like, shoot, nobody should have 3 sacks in one game. So if they do that, I have no problem with it. Just don't let them sack you. Throw a flat route, throw a drag route, run the ball. Make sure it doesn't happen. So, I'm okay with it. Rack specialist, not many receivers have it. I know Odell has it, and basically what it is say this is the cornerback right here, and this is the running this is Odell Beckham. Say he catches the ball right here. As soon as he catches it, that rack specialist thing activates, and he literally gets a boost and gets away from that cornerback that was trailing him. So I really do like that. Making those receivers that are really good in the open field, that's gonna let you know that you really can't give him any type of separation, or he's gonna be deadly in the open field. You're gonna have to smother him at all times, and that's gonna make you play defense differently. So, I like what EA did there. If you let Odell take drags every single time in real life, he's gonna make you pay for it sooner or later, and that's how it's gonna be in this game. If you keep letting him get drags, that speed boost from the rack is gonna get wild, and you really might give a touchdown off of a drag, even if you have a lot of players in coverage, because how fast he is after the catch. And you just gotta play my fault. You have to play defense differently because they have that on the field. So I'm okay with it. Just don't let players like Odell Beckham, whoever has this rack specialist ability, don't let him get any type of separation, or else he's gonna be deadly out there. So I like the rack specialists, making them feel like a superstar, making them, stand out from others. So yeah. So route cams. If you guys do not know, Tom Brady has a ability. I don't know what it's called, so I just called it route cams. So basically, he gives a route cam. He gives a route cam to your whole entire receiving core, your running back, your tight end, your 2 receivers. And I feel like this is a great move by EA to add this type of ability to a pocket passing QB, because what I'm pretty sure EA's been, following Madden 19, Madden 18, Madden 17, and one common thing that they always had in common. My fault. One thing that they always had in common between those 3 Maddens is everybody used mobile QBs, because they can make the throws, they can make the throws that the pocket quarterbacks make, and they can also run the ball. So now they added this thing with Tom Brady where he puts route cams on every single receiver, and that by itself can make me think about using the Patriots over a team like the Browns that have so much, because say you're bad, say they know all your route combos, then you can start putting post routes or corner routes and table routes and angle routes from your running back. Like, you can put any type of route combo out there now because you have Tom Brady on your field, and that means so much to the offense. And I feel like EA is doing a great job with making sure that you actually have a tough choice picking between a pocket passer and a mobile QB, because for the past 3 years, man, I don't think I've ever seen anyone use Dan Marino. I don't think I've seen anyone use Tom Brady in an actual competitive game. So maybe we'll see people using the Patriots. Maybe we'll see people using Tom Brady in salary cap mut. If they don't, I feel like that. I feel like it can be really good, and it can make people they'll have a hard choice between choosing between a mobile and a pocket quarterback. So I like that by EA. Great addition. So inside zone and outside zone specialists. The 2 running backs that I know have one of the 2 is Todd Gurley and Zeke. I'm pretty sure Zeke has inside zone and Todd Gurley has outside zone. Basically, if you run inside zone with Zeke or outside runs like stretch, toss with Todd Gurley, basically what they're going to do, the O-line, the receivers, they're just going to hold the blocks just longer. They're going to hold the blocks longer, and it's going to be hard to shed. It's going to be hard to stop. And I feel like, especially with the inside zone, and if you can't get any sheds on the inside zone, and say you mess up on trying to blow up the run, it's going to be like a one-play touchdown possibility. So I feel like they're going to have to tone down the O-lineman when you have inside zone specialists, but I feel like just tone it down just a little bit. Make sure that, if you want to run the ball, make sure that you have Zeke, you have Todd Gurley, you have Le'Veon Bell. You need those type of running backs to run the ball. You don't want to be able to just run the ball with a Chiefs running back like Damian Williams, because I see him toting in Madden 19. Like, O-line shouldn't be blocking like that for bad running backs. So I feel like with Zeke and Todd Gurley, I feel like O-line should be better, but it shouldn't be where they don't get shedded at all, ever. So I feel like I like where EA is going with it, but they just got to tone it down just a little bit. But yeah, just make blocking better on the run for inside zone and outside zones. But just don't make them OP. Just tone it down a little bit. Didn't like when I don't shed at all. So yeah. Now that we're done with the most important special abilities, in my opinion, I felt like those were the most important that I had to talk about, to let you guys know about. Now we just gotta talk about the gameplay, what I just seen with my eyes, what I just noticed. So pass trajectory, I feel like 30-yard crossers, 30-yard corner outs. I feel like when I bullet those throws, 30 yards down the field, maybe 35 yards down the field, there's just no zip on the ball. There's just no zip on the ball. I feel like although I'm trying to bullet pass it, it looks like a lob. And the pass gets there so slow. So say a corner out's wide open, right? And it has a lot of separation. And when I throw it, it's open, but get this fly out of here. It's open, but the pass trajectory is so damn bad where it might get played by a person that's behind him. It might get played by a zone that's 10 yards above the route, because the ball just doesn't have the zip, and it just takes forever to get there, and it allows the defense to recover. So the pass trajectory needs to be fixed. When I want to bullet that pass, I want to bullet pass. I don't want to lob. If I'm gonna lob the pass, I'm gonna just tap the button instead of holding it. So I feel like that needs to be fixed. I just need that to be fixed. That you're gonna be throwing so many picks because of that. So they're gonna have to fix that. A little wild how bad that is, but yeah. So pass rush. This is something I love. What EA did. This is something I really like. If you have an elite pass rusher, you're gonna know he's there. You're going to know he's there. Myles Garrett, Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald, Fletcher Cox. Those are the only 4 or 5 names that I know. They're gonna get at the QB every single time. You're gonna know they're there. But if you play against average pass rushers, can't think of any right now. But if you're playing against average pass rushers, they're just not gonna get the pressure that you're gonna be looking for. If you want the pressure that's super crazy, insta sheds, pushing the O-line, you want the elite pass rusher. Good pass rushers are going to do it sometimes, but you need the elite pass rushers if you want insta sheds. And last year, I feel like that it was as bad as it could ever be, man. People were using 12 cap D linemen, and I can't blame them because they really didn't, 30 cap D linemen really didn't even do anything. So 12 cap did the same thing, just a little slower. And now, if you want pressure, like a 30 cap, you need to, spend that cap. You need to spend in salary cap, you're gonna have to spend 60 cap if you want to get a lot of pressure. You're gonna have to spend 70 cap. But if you spend 12 cap, I promise you, you will not get a shed ever, not one time. And it's gonna be annoying because, zones are really bad. I'll tell you, zones. I feel like zones are a part of this little list. I'm telling you guys now, zones are really, really bad. On a cloud flat, if I throw a flat route, I feel like I can get at least 67 yards. So I feel like that's how it should be if you have pass rushers like Mack, Garrett, how should I say this? Balance each other out. Great pressure with bad zones. That's a good matchup. That's a good match. Or bad pressure and then good zones. It has to be one of the two. So right now, it's really good pressure and it's bad zones depending on your players on the D linemen. So if you have if you're gonna want to compete in Madden 20, I recommend you to have a good pass rush, or else it's gonna get bad because the zones aren't that good. They're not gonna play anything that you need them to play unless the pass trajectory stays the same. So yeah, pass rush and zone. Basically, pass rush you need great D linemen, and zone pretty bad. They're not gonna play any crazy stuff like 91 zone from Madden 18. You're not going to get that this year. Madden 19, the zones were better in Madden 19 than they are in Madden 20. So, you're definitely going to want to get more pressure. Pressure is going to be key to playing the game. So, man-to-man, I feel like is okay. If you have a great receiver, they're gonna route up your cornerbacks. If you have Julio, Odell, Antonio Brown, players like that, they're going to route every single cornerback in the game. I don't care who it is. They're going to route them up. Doesn't matter who it is. But it's not all about speed anymore. Although Tyreek Hill is different. Tyreek Hill's 100 speed, so he's different. Speed's going to matter for him. He's going to get open on everybody too, but speed, like Philip Dorsett, players like that, they're just not going to get open unless it's a drag. In routes, corner routes, post routes, Philip Dorsett's not going to get the job done, and route running is going to matter a lot when it comes down to man-to-man. And man-to-man, you just need to have great receivers to beat it, or else it's going to get real bad. You're not going to get a lot of separation. So get those good receivers out there. Make sure you pick a team on regular teams like Browns, Vikings, Falcons, teams like that, where you can get a lot of separation on the pass, so on the man-to-man. You're not going to use those bad receivers. That's another thing with the Patriots. You have Philip Dorsett. You do have Edelman. Edelman gets a lot of separation, but he's slow. And then you have Hogan. So it's not that good. That's one thing I was thinking about with Tom Brady giving route cams, but they have bad receivers. So you're in a hole either way. But bullet passes, that goes with pass trajectory, so I don't have to talk about that. Overthrows. Great quarterbacks do not overthrow anything unless you run back. If you run back 10 yards, you're going to overthrow almost every single pass in the game. Doesn't matter if you're Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, anybody in the game. If you run back a little too far, for your quarterback is going to be overthrown every single time, and there's going to be a crazy windup. A crazy windup. And more times than not, if the D-line's close to you and you run 15 yards back and you're trying to throw something, you're going to get sacked because the windup is crazy. And that's how it really should be. You shouldn't have a quick release if you run all the way back. And EA did a great job with that. Overthrows are going to happen with bad quarterbacks, though. With good quarterbacks, if you're in that pocket, staying still, waiting for your receiver to get open, throw that ball while you're in the pocket, stepping up, you're going to throw it every single time on the money. But if you have a bad quarterback like Lamar Jackson, I don't know who else to think of, but, Joe Flacco, I don't know. They're not going to put the ball on the money consistently. So you need to make sure that you have an elite quarterback like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, people like that are going to make that throw every single time. And the main key for EA, the message they wanted to put out this year was they wanted superstars to feel like superstars. Right here. Basically, this year you're gonna see the difference. What these X Factor abilities do, these secondary abilities. You're gonna see the difference so quick. You're gonna see it so quick. If your players don't have any of the abilities, you're gonna know. Like that, as soon as you jump in the game, as soon as you get in your first game of Madden, you can see the difference between Khalil Mack and you can see the difference between Khalil Mack and D Ford. They're both, obviously Khalil Mack's really good and D Ford's good, but you're gonna see the difference between Khalil Mack and D Ford. D Ford's gonna fight sometimes, Khalil Mack's gonna fight every time. Like Antonio Brown and Josh Gordon, I don't know. They both get open in Madden 19, but in Madden 20, you're going to see Josh Gordon getting open sometimes, but he's going to get bagged sometimes. And then Antonio Brown is going to get open for the most part. So, they did a really good job with superstars feeling like superstars, them doing things that the regular players don't. And, so spin moves. If you guys don't know, Madden 19 steerable spin moves are actually insane. Where you just go spin left, spin right, spin left, spin right. And it just wasn't realistic. I haven't seen anyone ever do that in real life, but you literally can just spam it. One thing they did was they made Madden 19 later on in the year they made it fumble a little bit if you get hit sticked off that, but Madden 20 you cannot spin like that anymore. They literally took out that steerable spin. All you can do really is try to spin out your opponent kind of. So the steerable spins are no more. They're making sure that that's not in the game anymore, and I really can't blame them. That was a really bad part where you throw a drag and you just start spinning. You get 20 yards for no reason because you started spinning everybody, and you still have the stop and go. It's not like they took out everything. They have the stop and go. They're gonna make you. If you want to get sticky on them, you just gotta use that left stick. You can't use the right stick. You can't use the B button. They want you to use that left stick to try to get sticky, and that just adds a skill gap. Just maneuvering around defenders instead of just pressing B and letting your running back or letting your receiver just do everything for you. So I like what they're doing. They have the stop and go still, and you can maneuver around with the left stick a lot. So I like what they're doing with the spin to stop and go. With the user, using your linebacker or using safety, it is really, really smooth. More smooth than this year. Once I press that left stick to the left, my user literally responds as quick as can be. And, same with my running back. I feel like they did a really good job with those two. So pass protection. All right, big thing is the pass protection, man. Going to talk a lot about this one right here. So basically, if you're playing against a good D-line, like the elite D-line, and you have a bad O-line, good luck. You're not going to get a single passing yard. I can bet you don't get 100 passing yards in the whole game. Just because if you have 5 bad O-linemen, we're just talking about salary cap, and they have 3 good D-linemen, I promise you, you will not get 3 seconds in the pocket, not one time. So, that's something they did. They made sure that if you have a bad O-line, you're going to pay for it. If you have a great O-line, on the other hand, you're going to block, those elite defenders sometimes, maybe 4 out of 10 times, but the elite passers are more times than not going to win versus the elite pass blockers. And what I learned was, like I told you guys about this route chem ability that Tom Brady has, he also has another ability that improves the O-line blocking on passing in the pocket. So what I realized is if you have an elite O-line and you have Tom Brady or whatever pocket passer you have, I feel like it's not even I feel like it is. If you have a great pocket passer and you have a great O-line, you will never, and I mean never, you're never going to get shedded by Khalil Mack. You're never going to get shedded by Von Miller, Aaron Donald. You just need to make sure that you have that dynamic duo, a great O-line and Tom Brady, a great O-line with Drew Brees. Those two will block all those elite defenders. So, I feel like I talked about everything. Pass protection, users, stop and go spins, superstars, bullet passes. Yeah, I just talked through everything. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my honest opinion on the Madden 20 game that I played in EA Play. I played like 6 or 7 games, and this is just stuff that I seen, and hopefully you guys buy the game. I know it's gonna be a great game if they just tune a couple things, but it's gonna be a great game, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys stay with me this year, enjoy the content. I'm gonna try to grind as much as I can, try to get to that 100K mark this year. I know it's gonna be a crazy grind, and I just hope you guys stick with me. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'm out of here. Love you guys. Until next time, peace out, y'all.